Why Bruce Springsteen was born to love Patti Scialfa. Bruce Springsteen's days have been pretty glorious with Patti Scialfa by his side for 40 years, and the parents of 3 never stop working on this dream. The spark that started the fire between Bruce Springsteen and Patti Scialfa was there from the beginning. However, it was left to smolder for a few years before fate took its course. Because, barely 6 months after Springsteen invited the tambourine-playing singer to join his E Street Band ahead of their Born in the USA tour in 1984, he met Julianne Phillips backstage and married her on May 13, 1985. But there was no light at the end of Tunnel of Love, Springsteen's 1987 album inspired by the highs and lows of his relationship with Phillips, rock bottom being the undeniable chemistry between the boss and a certain red-headed woman. Phillips filed for divorce in August 1988 and he quickly moved on with Scialfa. Springsteen wrote in his 2016 memoir Born to Run that he still regretted his poor handling of the end of his first marriage. But Scialfa was a musician, was close to my age, had seen me on the road in all of my many guises and viewed me with a knowing eye. And while Bruce Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, in theaters October 24, takes place during the making of 1982's Nebraska. Before any of this drama went down, star Jeremy Allen White was inspired by what came later. Seeing the life that he has with Patti, I saw that he built the life that he wanted to build. White told E! News at the film's September 28 premiere at the New York Film Festival. I realized that's what the movie is about, is Bruce making the decisions that got him here, where we see him today. But Springsteen may not have ended up much of anywhere without Scialfa. I knew she saw me for who I really was, the 76-year-old told Time in a recent interview. A complicated, messy person. I didn't have to pretend. I was broken. She was broken in her own way, and we were each other's personal projects. They wasted no time starting on home improvements, welcoming son Evan Springsteen on July 25, 1990. They tied the knot June 8, 1991, and daughter Jessica Springsteen was born 6 months later, on December 30. Son Samuel Springsteen rounded out the family on January 5, 1994. And so began Scialfa's chapter as a working mom. My job on the road appears glamorous, but it is a job like any other and you do worry about whether you are doing it perfectly, she told The Guardian in 2004. Recalling how she felt in the 1990s, torn between her husband on stage and then 3-year-old Evan beckoning her from the wings. I just thought, this is it. This is the complete cartoonish encapsulation of what I am going to be feeling for the rest of my life. Springsteen was always trying to make sure everything was working, Scialfa added, but the mom is always the last chance cafe who has to cover the last base. Yet creating a stable family environment for their children, who were born in Los Angeles but raised in New Jersey, was a priority for both of them. And to this day, their home base remains a 400-acre horse farm in Colts Neck, NJ. I grew up on a block that had 6 houses with my relatives in them, so we came back here, Springsteen told The Times in 2024. The kids had aunts and uncles nearby and it was a good payoff for not being where the industry is, normal life. Scialfa explained on The Howard Stern Show in 2024. There was nothing in the house that indicated there's somebody famous in the house or this is an overwhelming situation. There are no pictures that related to the work or anything. Springsteen cracked, our kids didn't know what we did. They eventually got the memo, but never aspired to join their parents in the spotlight. When they were older, they wanted to bring their friends to the show, Springsteen told The Times. But apart from that, they chose their own lives, developed their own work, found their own partners and families, all at a nice distance from the strangeness of my job. Jessica is a professional equestrian who won silver in team jumping at the Tokyo Olympics in 2021. While Evan is a music content editor and Sam is a firefighter, as well as a father, welcoming daughter Lily Harper Springsteen in July 2022. But while the glory days continue, Springsteen and Scialfa have had their struggles. Scialfa, 72, took several years off from touring after she was diagnosed with multiple myeloma in 2018. They found it early on, Springsteen told The Times in 2024. And she's got really good doctors who have helped a lot, and stomach ulcers sidelined him in 2023. Meanwhile, Springsteen has credited Scialfa for her unflagging support through his battles with depression, though she could also relate. "That didn't scare me. I suffered from depression myself," she told The New Yorker in 2012, "so I knew what that was about. I felt very akin to him." Ultimately, Scialfa explained, he wanted a family, he wanted a relationship. And he worked really, really, really hard at it, as hard as he works at his music. Incidentally, their marriage has also benefited from some fine-tuning through the years, winning them fans in high places. "You and Patti have been couple mentors for me and Barack for quite some time," Michelle Obama told Springsteen on a June episode of her Emo podcast. "Watching you guys do the work, getting advice on how to keep those lines of communication open." Springsteen explained to Variety in 2017 that he and Scialfa had developed natural boundaries over the years. That when she comes on stage with the E Street Band, she's an E Street Band member, and when we walk off stage we're husband and wife. Or as he quipped to Howard Stern in 2024, "I am only boss for 3 hours. Then I surrender the title, happily."